co-host. Today's topic will be the topic on the letters of the lips. Lip letters are called Shafawi letters, and Shafatain refers to the two lips, the upper and the lower lip. Now we know that there are four letters that are articulated from the two lips. And these four letters come from two different articulation points. These four letters come from two different articulation points. The first articulation point that we'll do today, and we'll complete all the others too. The first one is the articulation point for the letter Fa. Okay. Now Fa, as you know, Fa is a light letter. It's a tarqiq letter. It's an istifal letter. Istifal means light. It is not heavy. And how do you articulate the sound of Fa? Keep in mind, here the tooth Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's topic will be on the letters of the lips. Lips are called Shafawi letters, and when both the lips are involved, they call it Shafatain. So Ash-Shafatain are the two lips, and four letters are articulated from the lips. The letters Fa, Mim, Waw, and Ba. These four letters have two articulation points. These four letters have two articulation points. The first point we are going to do today is for the letter Fa. First articulation point is for the letter Fa. And the second articulation point for three letters together is the same. Mim, Waw, and Ba. Three of these letters come from the same articulation point. That's why you have two separate articulation points for these four letters, with one articulation point being solely for the letter Fa from the lips. Okay. Now let's look at the letter Fa. Let's look at the first letter, Fa. Now we know that Fa is a light letter. It's an tarqiq letter. Tarqiq is also called istifal. So it's an istifal letter. It's a tarqiq letter. So the sound is not heavy. Okay, keep in mind the letter Fa has a sound that is not heavy. Where does the letter, how do you articulate the letter Fa? It's you use the edge of your top incisors, the top two incisors, and you bite or you touch the lower belly of the lower lip, the moist part of the lower belly of the lip, lower lip. So the Fa is Af. So where is the contact taking place? Between the edge of the top teeth and the moist part of the lower belly of the lower lip. So where is it contacting? It's the inside part. There's a dry area on the top of the lip, and as you go inside, the lips become moist, right? The lower lip becomes moist. So that's where the edge of the top teeth is making contact with. Okay, so you have the edge of the top teeth touching the lower lips, the belly of the lower lip in the moist area, and that's where you get the sound of Fa. Now if you look at what they explain here, they're showing it to you here. You press the tip of the top front teeth against the bottom lips and exhale through the mouth. This will produce the sound of the letter Fa. And keep in mind, you know that Fa is a tarqiq letter, and in Fa there is running of sound. Okay, there's running of sound. When they say exhale through the mouth, and then there's also air running. So there are three things happening in fa. It's a thin letter, there's sound that is running, and there is also air that is running. Okay, that's why this is called a hums letter. Vocal cords are open, so there is air running and also sound running. So the letter fa, is of the weak strength. The letter fa is of weak strength, and it is not produced with. And remember, when there is no confinement of sound, then the letter becomes a weak letter. Okay, if the sound is confined, then the letter becomes a strong letter. So in fa, the sound is not confined, the sound is running. Okay, because only the front teeth are touching the lower lip. The rest of the sound is running from the edges, from the middle, from the sides. And there is also air in the sound. So how do I get the sound of, how do I do the makhraj of fa? How do I get the articulation? I put a sukun on the fa and I say af, af. Make sure the lips are involved, the lower lip is involved with the tooth, with the front teeth, the top teeth, right? Make sure the top teeth are touching the moist belly of the lower lip. And make sure you get the sound run in your mouth by exhaling. Okay, exhale through your mouth. Exhale through your mouth will also bring the hums. Okay, so af, 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 af. So when you do that, you will feel the softness in the sound of fa. That's why it's called a weak sound. There's softness in the sound of fa. Okay. The next letter is the letter ba. Remember I said fa has its own articulation point, and the rest of the three letters have their own articulation, the same articulation point. So now let's look at the letter ba. Okay. Now ba, the letter ba and the letter meme and the letter ba, the wow, all have to do with the lips. Both the lips. They have to do with the lips alone. There's no involvement of the tooth, the teeth here for the letter ba, for the letter meme, and for the letter wow, right? So these three letters have to do only with the two lips, the upper and the lower lip. So let's look at the letter ba, and we know that ba, when you say ba, there's ba, you can feel the sound has strength in it, okay? And ba comes from the articulation area of ba is the two lips, and we know when we shut those two lips, press the two lips together, the sound of ba is confined in the mouth, right? It's confined in the mouth. The sound of ba is confined in the mouth, so the sound is imprisoned. There's no running of the sound because the lips are shut. The lips have shut off the sound from running, so there is sound that is resonating inside the mouth, giving it its qalqala. There is echoing that's happening inside the mouth, giving it its qalqala. Now, if you look at ba, you'll see ba is it a thick letter or is it light or is it a thin letter? You see the back of the tongue in ba is not raised. So now you know that ba is a tarqiq letter. And tarqiq meaning istifal. Okay, it's not a thick letter. Tarqiq meaning thin letter. Okay, I will not say ba. I say ba, not ba. If I say ba, then I'm making the sound thick. So ba is ba. Okay. The second one you keep in mind is, the second thing you keep in mind is, since the sound is imprisoned, sound in ba is imprisoned. Where is it imprisoned? Where is it imprisoned? At the lips, right? Sound is imprisoned. And then it's bouncing back. It comes in and it bounces back. That's why you have a qalqala. So you have a qalqala on the letter, and right beside qalqala of the sound on ba. Okay. Is there air in ba? There is no air because remember, the vocal cords for the letter ba are shut close. So there's more reliance on its articulation. There's more when the vocal cords are shut, there's more reliance on the articulation of the letter ba. Okay. So what do I mean by the more articulation? That means there's more reliance, meaning there is more, you have to rely more on its articulation point, which is the two lips here to get the sound of ba. So that's the reason why they say more reliance is, that's the reason, the reliance, the more reliance meaning the two lips are pressed tight. Okay, they are pressed tight to get the sound of ba. It's not a mere touching of the lips for ba. The lips are shut tight to get ba. So how do I make that out? How do I do it? I use the rule of thumb, which is hamza and ba. Give the ba sukun and say ab, and see how much pressure you're putting between your lips to articulate the sound of ba. Okay, so there is no air, no running of air. That means no hums, no air in the sound. Okay, and no air, as I told you, vocal cords being shut. When the vocal cords are shut, it means no air can flow. And it also means that there is more reliance on the articulation area, which is here the two lips. So you're pressing the two lips to get the sound of ba. Okay, ab. Okay, so that is ba is articulated from closing the two lips together. Stronger closing. This is the most important point. This is a very strong closing compared to meme. Okay. Okay. Now next one, ba was one letter. The next is meme. Meme, again, we have done partially meme. If you remember, meme is articulated from two areas. Now I'm talking about areas, not points, sisters. Don't get confused. Articulation area of meme is the lips, and it also has another articulation area, which is the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity gives meme its ghunna. Okay, the nasal cavity, the nasal area from which the sound runs, gives meme its ghunna. Now, meme is also a tarqiq letter. Meme is also called a istifal letter, a tarqiq or an istifal letter, which means the sound is not a thick sound. You don't say more, you don't say. You say meme, right? Meme. Okay, so meme is a thin letter, a tarqiq letter. Okay, what is happening in meme is the sound is partially running and the sound is partially imprisoned or partially shut off. If you look at the diagram on the right, you will see where the sound is shut. I'm highlighting it in green here. The sound is shut at the lips. That is, the sound is imprisoned at the lips. Okay, the sound cannot escape from the lips. But the sound also travels. And how does it travel? It travels out through the nose. Okay, it's shut at the lips. Okay, at the lips it's shut here, but it travels over here. It's traveling in the nasal cavity. Okay, so that's the reason why they say there's partial imprisonment of the sound and there's partial running of the sound. Partial imprisonment of the sound takes place at the lips, and partial running of the sound takes place in the nasopharynx area, in the nose area behind the nostrils, inside the nose, right? That's called the nasopharynx area, along with the pharynx. That's called a nasopharynx area. That's why there, in that area, there is running of sound. So partial running, partial stopping. Does meme have air in it? Meme does not have air. Okay, meme does not have air in the sound. Meme is not, it does not have hums in it. And if it and if you remember, if meme does not have hums, but meme has a ghunna, right? A ghunna. So this ghunna is nothing but a nasal sound. Okay, there is a nasal sound in the sound of noon. If you prolong the nasal sound, you can prolong it. You can prolong it in your nose. Okay. and run it through your nose to get the sound as long as you want. So the meme is articulated again if you look from the closing of the two lips together, and it also has a ghunna. But remember, the main thing you have to keep in mind is the lips touch very lightly. Okay, they don't press against each other compared to the letter ba. The lips are in its resting position. Like when you close your lips and you're resting your lips, you're not smiling, you're just keeping your lips in a resting position. Okay, you're not pressing on it, right? Okay, when you get angry, what's the first thing you do? You press your lips, right? You get really, that's when you get the sound of ba. Okay, keep in mind that, okay? Meme is resting lips, ba is this pressure on the lips. Okay, the next letter we're going to do wow. And again, remember the letter ba, wow, and meme share the same articulation points, which are the two lips. So similarly for wow, and this wow is not wow maddiya. This is wow with the haraka. So wow mutaharrik, right? Wow with the haraka is called wow mutaharrik. So this makhraj is for wow mutaharrik. And we know that the lips are circled. You open the lips and you slightly circle them into an O shape. Okay. So you start off with an O shape. You start off with an O shape and then you stretch your lips to get the sound out. Okay. So let's look at the letter wow. As I said, wow, the back of the tongue not being raised up makes it a tarqiq letter or an istifal letter. In wow too, there is running of sound. Okay, in wow too, there's running of sound. Remember, the lips are open. There's no way the sound can be confined. The lips are open. There's a hole there, so the sound runs out. And there is no air, which means the vocal cords are shut. Okay, there is no air for the letter wow. Okay, um, uh, and as they said over here, the unlengthened wow is articulated by forming a circle of the two lips. So this is how your lips should be when you say the letter wow, as it's circled over here in blue. Okay, this is how your lips should be to make the sound of the letter wow. So, ow. Okay, ow. Okay, ow. That's the sound of wow. And you can feel the sound running when you do that, inshallah. So with that, I think we have finished the makharij session. So far we have covered, I think we've covered everything, yes, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم